Welcome to History with Herodotus, where the past comes alive through the stories of those who shaped it. Today, we embark on a fascinating journey through the annals of time, exploring the rise and reign of one of Europe's most influential and enduring dynasties, the Habsburgs. For centuries, this powerful family left an indelible mark on the continent, weaving a complex tapestry of politics, culture, and intrigue that continues to captivate historians and enthusiasts alike. To understand the emergence of the Habsburg Dynasty, we must first delve into the medieval landscape of Europe, where the seeds of their power were sown. In the 10th century, the Holy Roman Empire, a loose confederation of states and cities, stretched across Central Europe, its authority wielded by the mighty Ottonian dynasty. However, as the empire's power began to wane, a new constellation of noble families rose to prominence, each vying for influence and territory. Among these were the Dukes of Swabia, who controlled a vast swath of land in present-day southwestern Germany. It was here, in the early 11th century, that we find the first recorded mention of the Habsburg name, associated with a certain Radbot, Count of Klettgau, who constructed a formidable castle on the Ahr River, which would eventually become the family's eponymous seat, Habsburg, or Hawk's Castle. As the centuries passed, the Habsburgs steadily expanded their dominions through strategic marriages, military conquests, and shrewd alliances. They forged ties with neighboring noble families, such as the Zähringers and the Kyburgers, and gradually consolidated their hold on the region. One pivotal figure in this process was Werner II, Count of Habsburg, who lived during the mid-12th century. Through his military prowess and diplomatic acumen, Werner managed to secure significant territorial gains for his family, laying the groundwork for their future ascendance. The 13th century proved a transformative period for the Habsburgs as they began to assert themselves on the European stage. The family's fortunes were further bolstered by the marriage of Albrecht III, Count of Habsburg, to Ida of Pfullendorf, and heiress to extensive lands in Swabia and Alsace. This union not only expanded the Habsburgs' territorial reach, but also introduced them to the rarefied world of imperial politics. As the Holy Roman Empire continued its decline, a power vacuum emerged, drawing the attention of ambitious noble families like the Habsburgs. It is against this richly textured backdrop that we find the Habsburg dynasty on the cusp of its remarkable ascent, ready to leave an indelible mark on the course of European history. As the 13th century drew to a close, the Habsburgs found themselves at the forefront of European politics, their influence extending far beyond their ancestral lands in Swabia. The year 1273 marked a significant turning point as Rudolf of Habsburg, a shrewd and ambitious leader, was elected King of the Romans, paving the way for his family's ascendance to the imperial throne. This watershed moment was facilitated by Rudolf's clever manipulation of alliances and his military victories over rival claimants, such as Ottokar II of Bohemia. Rudolf's reign, which lasted until his death in 1291, laid the foundation for Habsburg dominance in Central Europe. He successfully navigated the complex web of feudal obligations and territorial disputes, expanding his family's holdings through a series of strategic marriages and conquests. One notable example of Rudolf's cunning was his arrangement of the marriage between his son, Albert, and Elizabeth, the daughter of Meinhard II, Count of Tyrol. This union not only secured Habsburg control over the strategically vital Tyrolean territories, but also forged a lasting alliance with the powerful Counts of Tyrol. The 14th century saw the Habsburgs continue their upward trajectory as they consolidated their grip on the Holy Roman Empire and expanded their dominions through a combination of military force and diplomatic maneuvering. The reign of Albert I, who ruled from 1298 to 1308, was marked by significant territorial gains, including the acquisition of the Duchy of Austria, which would become a cornerstone of Habsburg power for centuries to come. As Albert himself observed, "The Lord hath given us the victory, and hath delivered our enemies into our hands," reflecting the deep-seated sense of divine providence that underpinned Habsburg ambitions. The subsequent reigns of Frederick the Fair and Louis IV saw the Habsburgs become increasingly embroiled in the complex politics of the Holy Roman Empire, as they vied with rival noble families, such as the Wittelsbachs and the Luxembourgs, for influence and control. The year 1326 marked a significant milestone as the Habsburgs formed an alliance with the Kingdom of Bohemia, cementing their position as a dominant force in Central European politics. This pact was sealed by the marriage between John Henry, Count of Luxembourg, and Margaret, daughter of Albert II, Duke of Austria, illustrating the intricate web of family ties and alliances that underpinned Habsburg power. The Black Death, which ravaged Europe in the mid-14th century, presented both challenges and opportunities for the Habsburgs. While the pandemic decimated their subjects and disrupted trade, it also created new possibilities for territorial expansion and consolidation. The Habsburgs seized upon these opportunities with characteristic aplomb, as they absorbed the territories of weaker neighbors and extended their control over key trade routes. As one contemporary chronicler noted, "The plague hath been a great scourge, but also a great blessing, for it hath allowed the noble house of Habsburg to increase its power and influence." As the 15th century unfolded, the Habsburgs continued to consolidate their power, with notable figures like Albert II and Frederick III playing pivotal roles in shaping the dynasty's destiny. The latter, who ruled from 1452 to 1493, was a shrewd politician and skilled diplomat, able to navigate the treacherous waters of European politics with ease. His coronation as Holy Roman Emperor in 1452 marked a significant milestone, solidifying Habsburg control over the imperial throne and cementing their position as one of the dominant powers in Europe. As Frederick himself observed, "The empire is a noble and mighty thing, but it is also a fragile and delicate one, requiring constant care and attention to maintain its integrity." The 16th century saw the Habsburgs reach the zenith of their power, with Charles V, who ruled from 1519 to 1556, presiding over a vast empire that stretched from Spain to Hungary and from the Netherlands to Italy. His reign was marked by significant challenges, including the Protestant Reformation and the Ottoman Empire's expansion into Eastern Europe. However, Charles proved to be a capable leader, able to balance the competing demands of his various territories and maintain the integrity of the empire. As he noted in a letter to his brother Ferdinand, "The burden of ruling is a heavy one, but it is also a noble and sacred trust, requiring us to put the interests of our subjects above our own." The subsequent centuries saw the Habsburgs continue to play a major role in European politics, with notable figures like Philip II of Spain and Leopold I contributing to the dynasty's legacy. However, the 18th century marked a significant turning point, as the Habsburgs faced challenges from rising powers like Prussia and France. The War of the Austrian Succession, which lasted from 1740 to 1748, saw the Habsburgs emerge victorious, but at great cost. As Maria Theresa, who ruled from 1740 to 1780, observed, "The war has been a terrible ordeal, but it has also taught us the value of perseverance and determination." The 19th century saw the Habsburgs continue to struggle with the challenges of maintaining their empire in the face of rising nationalism and liberalism. The revolutions of 1848, which swept across Europe, posed significant challenges to Habsburg authority, but the dynasty was able to weather the storm. As Franz Joseph, who ruled from 1848 to 1916, noted, "The empire is a living organism requiring constant adaptation and evolution to survive." However, the 20th century ultimately proved to be the dynasty's undoing, as World War I saw the Habsburg Empire dissolve into its constituent parts. Today, the Habsburg Dynasty is remembered as one of the most influential and enduring in European history. Their legacy can be seen in the many institutions, traditions, and cultural achievements that they helped to shape. As the historian Peter Gabriel once observed, "The Habsburgs were the greatest of all the dynasties, for they knew how to balance power and culture, and how to create a sense of unity and purpose among their subjects." The Habsburgs may be gone, but their impact on European history remains, a testament to the enduring power of their vision and their legacy. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.